Welcome to Deep Thought. I'd rather have control over my life. Yeah, you know what? Recently, for people who really follow my main channel, and for those who also follow Warren Lance, you know that I did an interview with Warren Lance in D.C. last week. It was just aired, or the first part was aired on Sunday, so definitely check it out. But one of the things we talked about was a definition of success. And I define success as having control over my life. And I know a lot of other men define it as being independent, having control over your life. And I've always been that way. Now, I remember back in the late 80s, I remember a conversation with somebody. I told them I would rather make $20,000 a year and have control over my life than make $100,000 and have to answer to someone else. And understand, 20,000 back then is roughly, let me see, it's roughly 90,000 now. Roughly 80, 90,000 now. I'm not sure about the exact numbers. I'd have to find one of those conversions, but it still would have been, at then it was a lot of money. Understand, it is a big difference. It's a big difference. Inflation is a bitch, right? But you get my point. It's not about the money. It's the point. My point is control over my life was more important than being a high-price employee. Right? Because I looked at it like, what are you really doing? I mean, and that's one thing, because I've worked both. I've worked in the public sector for the government. I worked in the corporate sector. I've worked in retail. Small shops, I've done vending and everything. And I'm just tell you what, and I know this sounds like it's for the business channel, but it's still a philosophical way of being. The freedom I had making money, though there was some points of stress or different things, but the freedom I felt like the first time that I was able to be independent, like in the early 2000s with my publishing and the books and everything. And even now with the total independence, it blows away making a lot of money. Like I've made a lot of money in government and corporate. Probably, well, at the time, more money than I made publishing. Not now. Ironically, right now I make more money than I made in the government or in corporate, right? But the key to it is freedom. Control. Now, I understand, I know somebody who's nitpicking will say, well, no one has real control over the ultimate control. So, I mean, when we use it, just keep in mind the control is really leverage. Like I have leverage over my life. You don't have total control because, you still got to pay taxes and all of that. You still got to obey laws. But that's cool. You still have leverage on... You still have some leverage with taxes, and plus, I'm really good at finding write-offs. I'm really, really good at finding write-offs. If I ever get bored with this, I might do tax preparation. Might just do it for fun anyway, just to learn some stuff. But no, having the control over your life, and it's really more than just. It's not even so much control, but it's time. It's time. It's not even about the money. Because think about it. Okay, you making, say, now I'm not, well, I don't usually talk about how much I'm making, but my end product should be close to 6 figures. I don't know if it'll be over. Because I got kind of lazy a couple times with some stuff I didn't really follow through on yet. I said I'll save it. But, say, somebody else had a job or something, and they offering more than what I'm currently doing, right? They offering more than what I'm currently doing. Like I say, 300,000, which isn't impossible depending on who you're doing. But with that 300,000 comes somebody telling me what to do with my time. Because they're saying, you know what, all right, I need you to be here at a certain time, I will pay you. I need you to say this, I will pay you. It's something. It's something. But to me, making way less is more important if I have freedom and time to do what I want. Like I can get up in the morning whenever I want. I don't sleep late anyway, but I can get up when I want. I can say, all right, let me see what's going on. Let me hit up somebody like Warren Lance and see if we can do something. Let me hit up somebody like O'Shea and say, let's do a hangout, right? I can call somebody up and say, hey, you know what, do you want to do a webinar for me? But that's freedom, and then it's on my time. And that's the beauty of it. It's like, no, you're not making that 300,000, but at the same time, do I really need that 300,000? See, one of the things I've done, and people don't realize this because I don't talk about it a lot, but except for buying shoes, I'm very minimalist. Seriously, that's my only weakness. Is I will buy shoes. I will buy an outfit. I say shoes and then secondarily just clothes, period. I will buy it, but even then I'll take it to like one of those consignment places, get a little bit of money back for it or something. But other than that, and even then with the shoes and the clothes, those are mainly for events where I'm presenting. Not just Rom Wills, a guy walking around the neighborhood in sweats, but Rom Wills, Uncle Rom, the YouTuber, the writer, the person breaking people's websites, right? So I'm presenting a certain image, so that's halfway business. But other than that, in order to have control over my time, I'm very minimalist. Very minimalist. Oh, I will spend money on like magazines and books, because I like having knowledge. But other than those conceits, I give you that. But for the most part, I'm minimalist. I mean, I could have got like a high-end car, an Infiniti or whatever a while ago, can afford it. But for what? My no turn signal, I got to do like on my car, I have to do the turn signal manually. I have to work it manually. It's not working right. And it would take, I could fix it, but it's just like, why? I just need my car to get me from A to B. I'm not trying to impress anybody. But reason why I'm very minimalist, except for shoes, main reason why is because it allows me to save money. And then I can put it away. I can take care of stuff. Then I don't have to work for somebody just to finance a lifestyle. I live as simply. I actually live very simply, and I don't, believe it or not, despite my size, I don't eat a lot. I really don't. But I'm very frugal. But that gives me freedom, because then I don't have to pay for stuff I really don't need, and that way, what I do make, I can put it away, and I have freedom. I have control over my time. Because a lot of times people give away their control because, quite frankly, they got to pay bills. Quite frankly, they have to pay bills. And my thing is, nah, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to have the freedom. I don't want to spend my time working. Because I'm going to tell you what, a lot of people end up working or taking that $300,000 a year job because they had to keep up with the Joneses. They had to get a big house in a neighborhood that they really don't like because the people ain't friendly. They had to get like a $700 car note. They had to go, they had to go and get some stuff to try and impress some people that they didn't like anyway. And then all of a sudden, you're not even working for yourself or for your own enjoyment. But you're working to pay bills, paying those credit cards and everything. Most people paying some type of debt, right? Right now, I got like just one major debt I'm paying right now. I won't get into it, but other than that, and that's easily controlled. I'm actually paying that. So, other than that, I'm like, pfft. But it gives me freedom. It gives me room to operate. It gives me control over my life. And that's what I'd rather have. Now, getting back to when I was younger and said, oh, yeah, I'd rather have 20. If you think about it, right, in late 80s terms, 20 versus the 100,000, there's a lot of people who are making a lot of money, but they're broke for the simple reason why they got a lot of wealth reducing liabilities. They paying car notes, boat notes, department store credit cards, credit cards, period, because they just had to have those shoes. Like even me, even though I say that's my one thing I'll spend money on, I always pay cash. I will not pay if I don't have cash to pay for something, I won't get it. All right, but like I said, it gives me freedom. It's bigger than the shoes. It's the time. It's the freedom. I don't have to go out here and work for somebody I don't want just to pay for some stuff. And that's giving me some control. And part of it's discipline too. Because if you really want to live like I say semi-minimalist lifestyle, like I say semi-minimalist, Rom like to dress. That's right. There's a lot of stuff you can't get. There's a lot of stuff you gotta walk past. Because I've known people who would get a big TV. I can afford one of those like 56-inch TVs. But what I need it for, I can see the little 32-inch screen just fine when I even watch TV. So understand that, but I do it all for control. Control over my life. I want y'all to think about that. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Keep rising and transforming.